I haven't made a YouTube video, like a real YouTube video in a while. I've been thinking about doing a video on Doom 3, but at the same time, maybe not. Hi, hello, it's me, Muckler Moist, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of these old classics today. You know, ones from my childhood. Yes, I think it's time we finally take a look at Doom... Finally time we take a look at Doom 3. I don't have a physical copy anymore. Damn! I'm conflicted to talk about this game. On one hand, I fucking hate this game. The guns are shit. The enemies are shit. Why is everyone bald? Why is everyone bald? Fuck you! However, on the other hand, I love this game. That lighting. And look at this! Look at this enemy! This shit's cute. Usually I'm fairly good at understanding what I like and don't like. However, with this shit, my brain just switches off and all the previous bad experiences I've had with this game kind of just shut itself out. And I keep thinking I like this game, but then I play it, and I actually don't like this game. So hopefully looking back at the footage, writing a script, and editing a video will help me come to terms of how I feel about this game. If you don't know, Doom 3 is a reboot of the Doom franchise. I don't know if you guys have heard of the original Doom or not. I don't know, it's pretty underground and not a lot of people have talked about it. But Doom 3 is a lot different than its predecessors. You see, Doom 3 is going for a more survival horror aesthetic, rather than a run and gun, shoot the fuck out of that room, shoot that barrel, fuck him up, yeah, fuck him up, pick up that rocket launcher, yeah, fuck him up, dude, shoot, 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 now, do it! Kinda aesthetic. But yeah, this game is trying to be its own thing, so I won't be comparing it too much with the original Doom. But I guess we'll just have to dive right in, so let's not waste any more of your valuable time, and let's just play. So Doom 3 starts off with a really fucking good opening cinematic that shows off what this game was able to accomplish at the time, especially since this game predates Half-Life 2 by about 3 months. Even though everyone kinda looks like they're melting a bit, it still looks good, especially later in the game when enemy fire and enemy fireballs start interacting with the shadows and shit. This guy right here, he's our main character. See his beefy arms? Yeah, that's our beefy arms. See that musculature figure? Oh yeah, that's our musculature figure. We gonna do good. These first few levels do a great job of building up a sense of impending doom. Haha, see what I did there? Hearing your colleagues talk about how another person has gone mad and how there are constant accidents all over the workplace really gives the UIC station its eerie quality. Here we get our PDA, which is basically our thing, that allows us to download video discs, keep other people's PDA, and keep info on key items. Honestly, I think it's really cool how you interact with computers in this game. You actually get to control what you click on screen. It's really fucking cool. And not a lot of games do this. This right here? That's immersive.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
Here's the situation. Another member of the science team's gone missing. Since you're the ranking FNG, you get to find him.
Hey, since we're the ranking we get to find the missing scientist. Sounds simple, let's go there. It's here that we get to Mars City Underground, and this area is fantastic. Good creepy ambiance, good creepy bald people, all that good stuff I love. Ambiance.
Oh yeah, keep in mind, civilians are working down here. Don't get excited and shoot at me.
Oh wait, I can do that?
Oh, haven't seen anyone new down this way in quite some time.
I'm a psychopath.
Hey, headed for the old comm center, right? You better hustle up, pal. This passage doesn't go all the way there. You'll have a quick walk outside to the center's airlock. Hey, don't sweat it. Your suit's got plenty of oxygen.
I don't know if you know this, pal, but I'm not wearing a helmet. Where's the oxygen going? My ass? Shortly after nearly drowning in the Mars atmosphere, shit hits the fan real fast. And I love it. God, I love how hectic it gets in Mars City Underground. I love how you gotta go back and find all the people that you saw while passing through the level are now just grody zombies without faces. What makes it better is hearing people get real fucked up by demons on your comms radio. Oh god. What's that sound?
Oh god, it's an imp!
Oh, alright. Go. We finally make it to Mars City, and god, seeing everyone dead is just fucking lovely. However, going through this level, you might notice something interesting. Something you might not pick up if you aren't paying attention. Here, put your ear up to the screen so you can get a closer look. Just listen.
Why do the guns sound like shit?
Seriously, I don't think it's just the sounds that are shit. I think it's plain and simple that the guns are just shit. Legit, why does the pistol sound like a pea shooter? Why does the shotgun sound like you're hitting metal with a hammer? Why does the machine gun sound like a pea shooter? To get more specific, the shotgun is wildly inconsistent. Sometimes it one-shots enemies from up close. Sometimes it doesn't. Hell, sometimes it one-shots enemies that normally take 2 shotgun shots. It just is not satisfying to use. I feel as though when enemies fire their weapons at you, their sound effect is way better. Like, look at this! And it's not just these 3 different weapons that are unsatisfying to use. It's basically all of them. Plasma gun sounds like a stock sound effect, rocket launcher is meh, BFG is okay, and the grenades act like they have Mexican jumping beans in them. For a shooter game, that should be the one thing you nail on the head, especially since you're a game coming from id Software. But none of the guns are fun to use. Well, actually, there is one gun that's fun to use. That one gun being the chain gun. While not being amazing, it still has probably the most satisfying sound and feels good to use. But this brings me to another point about the game, and that is, this game definitely takes a more straightforward tone and becomes a more traditional shooter right around administration. However, the problem with this is that it still tries to maintain this survival horror aesthetic.
But it doesn't know how to do that!
You see, before, the game was good at building up atmosphere with its environment and enemies. Now it becomes a fucking haunted house. But as a game, enemies now start jumping out at you from fake walls and ambushing you from doors. This wouldn't be an issue, however, this happens every 10 seconds! You walk into a room, fake wall, imp. You walk into a room, fake wall, imp. You walk into a room, imp. You walk, imp. You, imp. Imp. This shit gets real old real fast, and what makes it worse is that it's just imps! Only imps! Imps make really annoying sounds when they ambush you, and it's so fucking annoying. What's worse is that right around Alpha Labs, they just start spawning right behind you. Or spawning in front of you. You know, right in front of your gun. And it's like this throughout the entire game. And it's not very fun. Even when the game introduces a new enemy, they don't appear as often as the imps, only for like a couple levels. There are way cooler enemies in this entire game, but imps hog up the entire space. There are some really cool enemy designs in Doom 3, one of my favorites being cherubs, and I wish they were used more often, however, they really aren't. I don't know, maybe if they were used more often, it would get rid of the novelty of the enemy entirely. There's some other cool enemy designs as well. Trites look fucking creepy as hell, but I fucking hate Trites. I don't hate them because they're creepy spiders or anything. I hate them because they're annoying as hell to deal with. These fuckers will constantly flood an area, one at a goddamn time, and it's so fucking tedious to deal with. Yep, one at a time. At least in Alpha Labs, we get a boss fight that's very, interesting, yeah. I think it's right around Empro Plant and communications that the game gets better as the environments are more interesting and we get to see more enemies rather than just imp. But a lot of what I don't like still remains in the game, like the overabundance of ambushes.
Over here. We were hit. I don't know how much farther.
Hey, dude, I can't hear you over the music! Through many trials and tribulations, we finally make it to where the hell spawns came from. Delta Labs. It's in these levels, it gets way better in terms of atmosphere and enemy placement. And dare I say, fun? Meh. Something I want to talk about before we get into the hell section of the game is the flashlight. There are two types of people. People who like the flashlight in Doom 3, and those who dislike the flashlight in Doom 3. For me, the argument can honestly go both ways. Don't get me wrong, I legit think it's a great idea to have to manually pull out the flashlight to see an enemy, then have to put it away to have to fight. It adds a little bit more tension to the game and adds challenge. However, that's only saying that if this is a survival horror game. But this game leaves a lot to be desired for the survival part of survival horror. Pretty much as soon as you get to the 4th or 5th level, ammunition for weapons becomes way more plentiful, and so does armor and health. Hell, even by the time you get to BFG, you know, the most powerful gun in the game, I still ended up maxing out ammo for it. So for it being a survival horror game, it's very easy on the survival aspect. And I already discussed how I feel about the horror. Combining these two ideas kinda results in a meh game. Not terrible, not great. Even as a shooter, it's not impressive. As I mentioned before, guns are meh, gun sounds are meh, enemies are meh, horror is meh, Doom 3 is just meh. However, that's not to say that this game doesn't get better. We do end up fighting some Hell Knights, very easily I might add. And we get transported to Hell. And I gotta say, this is where the game picks itself up again.
Tenfold.
The game strips you of your original weapons and starts throwing high-level enemies at you when you only have a shotgun and a chain gun on you. Real tense shit. Seriously, this is where the survival part of the survival horror really comes into play. Especially since the level itself is filled to the brim with that horrific hell atmosphere that the game has been building up to. Hearing the distorted screams of the damned, really makes me happy, you know. However, the unfortunate part of this area is that it doesn't last very long, as only 20 minutes in, we fight a boss. While not being too impressive, it has some gameplay to it, rather than just being a bullet sponge. And hey look, we got that thing we were seeking. Apparently. And bam, we're back on Earth, Mars. After Hell, we obtain the Soul Cube, which basically insta-kills any enemy and also life steals, which makes a lot of enemy encounters that would be hard, yeah. But nevertheless, the levels after Hell are my favorite in the entire game, as I found myself more overwhelmed by enemies and actually getting tense in certain situations. And I absolutely love how the environments looked. Hell was basically taking over the base and it looked aesthetically amazing. After fighting a
Goofy fucking boss.
we finally make it to the caverns, where supposedly the last hell portal is located. But when we get there, well, this happens. Where are they? Yeah, the boss is easy as shit. Yeah, you basically throw the soul cube at it 3 times to win. It's really easy, especially since all the enemies it throws at you are maggots and imps, both of which die to a single shotgun blast. Hell, I think the boss fight would have been better if it was a bullet sponge, since it gives you a fuck ton of ammunition before the boss fight begins. Whatever. So now we get to the hard question. Is Doom 3 a good game? Sure, why not? No, but seriously, I do think I now have a better understanding as to how I feel about this game. And that is, it's very meh. Don't get me wrong though, I think there are some certain areas in this game where it's an actually fun shooter and a pretty good survival horror game. However, a majority of this game is very meh. Pretty much anyone who's reviewed or played this game always compares it to a haunted house, and literally that's a perfect way to describe Doom 3. It's always in your face, acting like it's scary, when in reality, it just gets annoying and repetitive after like the 10th fake wall. To make the game a better shooter, the guns and gun sounds would definitely need to have a fix, and for the game to be a better survival horror game, ammo would definitely need to be more scarce, same with health. And luckily, there are mods that do both these things. So I guess we learned a lot today. Not just about Doom 3, but about ourselves. Just remember kids, if you want to get down to your innermost demons of yourself, write a script. Terrible grammatical errors, terrible spelling errors, and the weird blue lines that I still don't understand on Google Docs. I'm Michael Moist. Goodbye.
Get the teleporter working.
I'm a psychopath.